Welcome back to another short Blitz review of the Jets. Everything's been so negative. I think last week I tried to steer it a little more positive too. This week I try to steer it a little more positive. A lot of talk this week on social media and Aaron Glenn about the Jets getting Aaron Glenn's guys and sort of look at some players in this game who should be Aaron Glenn players moving forward. Some of the few players that have actually been playing decently well and even pretty damn good this season. Section of this, I'm going to highlight Garrett Wilson kind of either being missed in certain situations or having to make heroic catches for 2 yards. And this is a Glenn guy, a guy who's been taking, personal accountability. I think has been the best leader on this Jets team in Garrett Wilson, again, just showing both positivity in terms of like, hey, some of these plays are working in terms of the design for receivers to get open. Garrett Wilson is getting open. He has plenty of numbers, but he's still even being missed for more yardage, on his stat sheet. So from the bottom, he runs an over route and it's simple. There's really not much to break down. It's a deep over route. Jets start the game off with one of their favorite concepts, like one of their deep shot favorite concepts is the Yankee concept with the post and the over route. And you have Garrett Wilson who comes open here, eventually where Fields could fit this ball into this window. The problem is in the trenches, you have Fashanu who gets beat, pretty much immediately. And then he throws the ball to Mason Taylor, who we'll highlight later in the review as well. So I guess we can kind of note him here as well. He made 3 or 4 contested catches over the middle, like short contested catches, but still contested, and a few nice flashes of the hands. So good job by Mason Taylor sitting it down on either like that jerk or hook route. And makes a contested catch with a linebacker on his back. But it's a situation where Fashanu, gets beat so quickly because he oversets, stab inside of the defensive lineman. He's forced to shift the weight back so far inside because he oversets. Now he's concerned about getting beat to the inside, gets his chest controlled, rip, and the D end is there pretty much immediately. You have Garrett who's coming open, but Fields can't get the ball there because Fashanu got beat. So missed opportunity, part 1,586 for the Jets. Okay, now we have an example of Garrett Wilson getting missed. Fields taking a sack here. This one is on the offensive line. This one's on Fields. He drops back. You have Garrett Wilson runs a deep curl. You have a wheel, which kind of occupies the flat. I believe it's a Tampa 2 or cover 2 where Diggs passes it off to the safety. Garrett Wilson sits in the soft spot. And again, Mason Taylor or Rucker kind of occupy the curl to flat. And there's a window to hit Garrett Wilson here, but Fields does not pull the trigger and ends up taking a sack. So we'll watch it. Garrett Wilson, dive release to the inside. This is an NFL open window, and people are, people on Twitter are like, oh, people are looking at him. They would have picked this ball off. He's staring at Garrett Wilson this entire time here. This is a open window in the NFL. Is it the most open window? Is it windows that guys are hitting versus the Jets consistently? No, because the windows are wide open against the Jets defense. This is an NFL open window. Okay. This is his first read. He's looking at it the entire time. He should see there's space here to fit this ball in. Instead, he pulls the ball down, actually looks to Beck, who's open on, again, a hook, a snag that he starts to work a little bit more to the inside because of the leverage of the linebacker. Fields sees that and should trust Beck to continue working to the inside. And he doesn't throw the ball, ends up taking a sack. Now, obviously, the Jets defense didn't do a great job or offensive line didn't do a great job in terms of blocking it up, but play action, not sold at all, which is part of the Jets' problem with play action is who's going to bite on this. They don't carry out any of their play actions, so very, very rarely ever. Checks the safety quickly, checks Garrett the entire time, is looking at him, should hitch right there and throw the ball, but he comes off of him for whatever reason. Now he looks to Beck, who linebacker's hips opened up outside, Beck working across the middle into green grass. You got to trust Beck right here that he's going to do the right thing and continue to the inside. Instead, pulls the ball down, takes a sack. And for people saying, oh, he shouldn't hit them, that's going to be picked off. If you lead him to the inside shoulder right here, this is not going to be picked off. You got to trust Beck to make the right play. Can't hold the ball forever. You got to be somewhat decisive and make a decision. He gets sacked. Now, in terms of, obviously you want Myers to stay attached to this better, hands to the face, leaning, we want to see him have a better base so he gets beat, but you also can't expect the offensive line to block forever. That is on Fields. Again, not hitting Garrett Wilson open here and then not hitting Beck as well, but another missed opportunity for what I think is a Aaron Glenn guy in Garrett Wilson. Okay, now you have a missed throw / pressure allowed by the Jets offense. Probably put a little bit more on the offensive line in Simpson than Justin Fields, but Again, another missed opportunity for Garrett Wilson to pick up a decent chunk here. He's to the top of the screen, a corner sail route from the top as a part of a flood concept. Fields actually makes the right decision here, reading it that it's a fire zone three. You have the deep corner here gaining depth, and Fields sees that, okay, the curl to flat is a little bit high, but I have room to the sideline here, and I can hit this throw. It's an NFL type of throw that he's trying to make here, which I actually applaud because it's a good decision. It's a relatively, tighter window. Problem is he can't step into the throw because there's pressure in his face, and he ends up ripping the ball a little bit. And then it's too far to the outside for Garrett Wilson on a play that should have been, it looks like it's 1st and 15 for the Jets. Should have been a 17, 18-yard completion right there for Garrett Wilson. The problem is you got Simpson, who's late to pick up the stunt. You have a TE stunt from the Cowboys. He's a little bit late to recognize it, carries the picker a little bit too far, doesn't have his eyes up, can't see the looper coming. By the time he does, it's game over. He barely gets a hand on. There's pressure right in Fields' face, and he's not able to truly step into that throw with confidence. And his front foot's a little shallow, and now he rips the ball because he's not able to transfer the weight in the lower half properly, and the ball bounces. Garrett Wilson missed opportunities. Okay, this one's not so much like a play I'm breaking down too much. It's just kind of funny what Garrett Wilson has to do right now to get 2 yards on this play. I'm not going to break much down here. I want to note the catch right here from Garrett Wilson because nobody's going to talk about it, but it's one of the better catches he made all season. You have a ball on a laser from Justin Fields, and it's outside of Garrett Wilson. Look at the catch he has to make just for 2 yards. That is an absurd catch. I think that's better than really any catch he's had this season, even the contested one in the end zone and all that stuff. Making a catch this close with one hand is absurd from Garrett Wilson, and that is what he has to do for 2 yards. Okay. Now we have a play that is typically for 30 of the 32 NFL teams in the league, an easy pitch and catch play. You have Garrett Wilson on like a slowed speed out from the bottom slot right here. You have a vertical here from the number 1, which clears out that defensive back. So you have Garrett, who's in safeties in coverage, completely outflanked. This is a throw that we need to hit all the time. Now, there is some pressure in Justin Fields' face. The thing is, I don't know why he even takes this extra hitch. He should really get rid of the ball here to Garrett Wilson because he's open. He's starting to look back for the ball. Just put the ball on him. He takes the extra hitch, which allows the pressure to get home. Then we'll get to the offensive line. 2-jet protection. That was awful by Isaiah Davis. I think he's been a good pass protector, but this is a rookie mistake by him. And a play that should be an easy, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 yards, maybe even a first down. If the ball is on time, 1 here, it's a completion. Again, holds it, and you have the blown protection by the Jets offense. It's all just compounding, and obviously should be better, right? So we have 2 jets, you have 3 right, 2 left, and then you have the running back filling inside out into the A gap, fills into the A gap. There's a TE stunt. I don't know what he's looking at. I don't know how he doesn't see this. It's a very bad play by Isaiah Davis. Doesn't pick up the looper. Pressure in Justin Fields' face. Now I get, like, if you're going to say, oh, well, how could he make that throw because there's pressure in his face? Yes, I understand that. But I could also counter with saying the ball should have been on a hitch earlier. So he should have completed this ball. Now the offensive line didn't help, and he should have completed this ball even with the extra hitch. But it's on the offensive line for not blocking him up, and it's on Justin Fields for holding the ball too long like he typically does. All right, about the midway point of the review, again, for the people who are still around, I appreciate you. JoeRB31 on Twitter. I'm putting up like 20 to 40 plays every week. Jets X Factor for all the articles breaking down how shitty this football team is right now. It needs to turn around. I appreciate that people are still here, but follow me on Twitter. Check out the reviews, comment what you want to see next, all that type of stuff. Again, let you guys know that I definitely appreciate the people who are sticking around. All right, so I'm going to highlight one player I think you can build around, especially as a pass rusher a little bit, is Will McDonald. Also been making more plays in the run game. I know there's been numbers out there like since week 1 he hasn't really done much, but you watch him back. He's actually been making more plays in the run game in the last week, definitely last 2 weeks. I'm not sure if it's the last 3 weeks, but at least the last 2 weeks, he's making some more plays in the run game. I think he had like a stuff last week and a tackle for loss. This is a stuff or a tackle for loss by McDonald. And also there's times like last week where he's winning immediately. The ball is just out so quickly because of blown coverages that he can't get to the quarterback. So I think Will McDonald has been better than people realize that he has been, but the ball is out so quickly that, again, he's not able to get home. So he's been fine, in my opinion. To the right side of the screen right here, we'll watch the play and obviously see the run stop for him. He did this exact thing last week where looks like he got a Mike zone from the Cowboys. You have Will McDonald who comes off the ball. He notices the aggressive set from the left tackle, keying either play action or a run. Same thing as last week. He stabs to the inside. When he stabs to the inside, you have the tackle here who thinks contact is coming, starts to lean and reach for contact, but Will McDonald kind of pulls himself out of the situation, dips the near shoulder to reduce that contact window for the tackle, rips through the arm again, defeat that elbow. If that elbow is tight of the if the elbow is tight of the offensive lineman, it's in a strong spot. But once you kind of lift that elbow up, then you're deflecting the force, and you're not obviously you're much stronger like this than you are like that. So good job by him defeating the rip there. Gets into the backfield, still maintains outside in, and then chases down the running back for again the run stops. So good play by Will McDonald, a guy that I think you can build around. Okay, and this play is, and you see him on the right side again here against the left tackle. These are the plays where it's like you should send people if it's, I'm not saying you specifically, but you could send people if it's like, hey, Will McDonald's not winning, he's not doing anything. It's like, well, again, the ball is out so quickly that what is he able to do in terms of creating hits and pressures? Let's watch him on this play. Like, okay, he had a bad game. He didn't get to the quarterback at all. Did he not? Like if the defense was halfway decent, this is probably a sack for him, but the ball is always out so quickly. So I think McDonald is definitely getting some unfair criticism, but comes off the ball. Again, anticipates when the defensive lineman is going to shoot the hands, or sorry, the offensive lineman is going to shoot the hands as he gets into that contact window. Works the shoulder here, which is fine. Most guys chop down on that arm, but if you get your hand to that shoulder, what you're doing is you're pushing the shoulder away so that it's not going to be able to land. So work the shoulder, pushes the shoulder away from McDonald. So he takes care of the outside arm with his left hand, pushes off the shoulder, rolls or spins. When you spin, what happens is this hand gets deflected and it rolls off the back. His long arms then get onto the back for the ice pick, which ideally you want the elbow in front of the body. But what it does is you're propelling yourself, you're extending that arm, you're propelling yourself towards the quarterback while also throwing the offensive lineman out of the way. Quick spin win. It's to the quarterback. And I don't know exactly what the count as pressures, hits, whatever on all these stats that people use, but I don't think he got any this game. And I would say this is a pretty damn good pass rush rep, So McDonald has been a little bit unfairly criticized, so I would ease on him. Okay. So we already saw the first Mason Taylor contested catch, pretty much immediately. And then he throws the ball to Mason Taylor, who we'll highlight later in the review as well. So I guess we can kind of note him here as well. And we got a few other catches, nice catches here and contested catches from Taylor. Been more involved the last couple of weeks. A lot of this was in garbage time, but some of the catches he's making are very impressive. He's to the top of the screen here, attached to the offensive line. He runs a pivot route, so he's going to break out and then break hard inside. And Justin Fields puts the ball a little bit behind him, and he makes a nice catch. I'm not saying it's a groundbreaking play or anything like that from Mason Taylor, but it's a play that Jets tight ends of the past and some tight ends throughout the NFL will drop. Get a little ball that's a little bit behind him, adjust his body, catches the ball with his hands, is quick to tuck the ball, 2-point conversion. Again, simple, but trying to highlight some positives. Again, Mason Taylor, Garrett Wilson on offense. The offensive line blocking in terms of the run game has been mostly fine. Some guys on defense, again, it's easy to be negative all the time because that's what the Jets offer you, 95% negativity. I don't want all the videos to be that, so I guess we can focus on a little bit more of the positives, even though there's been plenty of negative with the Garrett Wilson misses and also showing that, hey, Will McDonald's winning, but the coverage is so bad that he's not getting the stats. So watch Mason Taylor again right here, who runs a speed out, and Justin Fields reads it, right? Isn't going to throw the corner right here high because there's a DB over the top. He sees Mason Taylor on a speed out with outside leverage versus the linebacker, decides to put it on him. The ball's a little bit too far in front of Mason Taylor on third down. And the effort here to make this catch, the body control, the extension, we'll see it on the other angle, how impressive this catch truly is from him. Not an easy catch. This is not an easy catch at all. Full extension, fingertips on the ball, at least a left fingertip, but really, really, really good hands and concentration by Mason Taylor there. Love to see it from the rookie. Okay. Another contested catch. Mason Taylor chips and then runs like a hook. And a play where I don't think he necessarily thinks he's getting the ball because you can see him kind of, and again, I want to say full effort, but it looks like he's running that route and kind of knows that, hey, this ball's probably not going to go to me because I'm in coverage, but or somebody's in coverage on me. Justin Fields forces the ball to him, which fine. Hey, he has 3 yards. If you can rifle that ball in there, great. Puts it outside leverage into where the linebacker is breaking. You almost want this more inside leverage and low than outside and high. Nonetheless, Mason Taylor with the linebacker kind of trying to punch through does punch through the hands and on his back is able to concentrate, get 2 hands on this ball, it actually bobbles a little bit because the defender gets his hand in there. So when you're pulling the ball down and you have a defender's hand in there, obviously the hand rubs the ball out. So he rubs the ball out, but he's able to refocus, pin the ball, I think, with his left hand into his chest and bring it down for a contested catch over the middle. So Mason Taylor's been very impressive, working hard for the yardage he's getting, contested catches, extending for balls, showing his catch radius, all this stuff. Impressive game from Mason Taylor. That is it for the short review. Again, trying to focus a little bit more on positivity because it's been so damn negative, rightly so. Let's hope next week we can be more positive. Probably doubt it, but again, follow me, JoeRB31 on Twitter, Jets X Factor, $3 a month for just the YouTube, the full reviews, which will be coming out as well. List of all the strengths and weaknesses and stuff like that for the player reviews, Jets X Factor, all the great articles, all that stuff. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you soon.